Hey guys, and welcome to my channel, Chronicler here. Today I'm going to give you guys some advice. I see that a lot of you guys enjoy my advice videos and I enjoy making them. I know that's one of my gifts, to give advice to people. I'm going to do my update video and then I have a few more advice videos for you guys. But in today's video, I'm going to be giving you advice on how to set your prices. So I know a lot of people, they struggle with setting prices, whether they just started out or even, some people that's OG or whatever, you might have been in the game for a minute and still don't know what prices to set. So if you're like still confused on how to set your prices, or if you just got out of hair school or you just started doing hair and you want to know what prices you should set, then stay tuned. Okay, you guys, so the first thing I want to talk about when learning to set your prices for your clients, whether you're a hairstylist, a makeup artist, nail tech, barber. But I am a hairstylist, so I'm going to be coming from that point of view. I'm going to be giving you guys some advice. So the first thing I want you guys to think about is your skill set. So think about the skills that you have. How good are you? Are you a beginner? Are you intermediate? Are you somewhere in the middle? Are you advanced, like a master stylist? I'm kind of on the advanced end. I won't say that I'm a master stylist because I don't do everything, and then there's still certain things I'm still practicing. But as far as what I do specialize in, but I am a little bit closer to the advanced. I would say I'm a little bit closer to the advanced stage of like what I do on a regular basis. I'm not a beginner anymore. So think about that, like how good are you? Of course, you're gonna think that you're good, but think about where you are, and don't be ashamed to think about that. So if you are still a beginner, like if you do braids like me, or I don't only do braids, but if you really specialize in braids like me or protective styles, think about when you braid. How neat are they? How spacey are they? Things like that. And I don't want you guys to compare yourself necessarily, like, okay, well, this person way better than me, or I'm way better than this person. But sometimes you do. Like, think about certain pictures that your clients send you that are like really good work, and then look at your work and see what you can do better. And if you feel like your work still needs a lot more work, then you may be still in the beginning stages of your craft, and that's okay. So if you're a beginner, you don't want to have your prices as high as some people that are like advanced when you're just starting out. And then if you're advanced, you don't want to keep the same prices that you had when you first started out, because now you're at a new level and you deserve to have higher prices. So you want to look at that, look at your skill set. If you're more advanced, you could charge a little bit more. Well, you could charge more based on your skills. If you started off not as good as you currently are, you can update those prices. So I update my prices. I'm gonna say it all the time, but I have updated my prices. When I first came back to New Jersey and I started specializing in knotless braids, I reviewed my prices and I looked at some other people that were really good at what I was doing, that I felt like I was as good as or close to as good as, and I started making my prices more like theirs. And it worked out. Like, nobody didn't complain about my prices and I made more money. So I knew that I was doing better and that it was time for an upgrade. And then I also changed a few prices since being in my salon. And it's good to update your prices maybe every couple of years, and maybe you can just review your prices like every year or every quarter. You don't want to change your prices that soon. I wouldn't recommend that you change your prices every quarter, but you do want to review it to see if you're happy with it. Like, you may have a certain style that you might have been doing for $60, and then you notice that it's taking you more time, or when you do it, you're not making enough money, and you might want to revise that, like add an extra $10, extra $20 in the next few months. But try to review all your prices so that you're not constantly changing your prices. Like, oh, everything must you change your prices. You don't want to be like that, but I feel like it's safe to change your prices or update some of your prices. Maybe not everything, like every year. I feel like it's safe, whatever, because cost of living goes up, and then other things goes up, like products go up, so you might have to change your prices according to that. And then of course you change your prices according to your skill set and also your environment. So if you were once in a house and now you're in a salon, you could update that, whether you just work in a salon or if you own it. Especially if you now own a salon, you want to raise some of those prices, or if not all. So yeah, you want to think about that. Okay, so let's go into the next tip. The next tip is to consider your area. And the first thing about your area that I'm going to talk about is the state that you live in. So certain states, the cost of living is much higher than others. So when I was living in Ohio, it was lower than it is in New Jersey. I even feel like some of my prices was still way too low for even there. I was just living in the regular urban area of Columbus when I was in Ohio, and now I live in New Jersey, and the cost of living in New Jersey is much higher than the part of Ohio that I was living in. And then you have other places like New York that is very high. You have Los Angeles, very high, and then you have Atlanta. I hear that it's more affordable, but of course, Atlanta is like the capital of hair. People slay in Atlanta, like they do the best hair. I have to say that. I'm sorry, y'all do the best hair. So you can charge more if you live in Atlanta. Even if it's cheaper living down there, you can charge more because people go out there just to get their hair done and all that stuff. And people are like really, really talented in Atlanta, so you could charge more. So think about that. Think about the state that you live in. Is it a higher cost of living in that state, or is it lower? So if it's lower, you could charge a little bit less, or you want to charge a little bit less because you don't want to scare off people. And then if you live somewhere like where I live, at least New Jersey, or you live somewhere that's even higher, you want to charge more money. So I can charge more money because where I live, the cost of living is a lot higher. It's a lot more hard to afford different things. So yeah, you want to charge based on your state as well. Okay, going back to your area, another thing is you want to think about where do you work. So if your salon that you work at or that you own is in like a nicer neighborhood, like okay, I'm in New Jersey. If my salon was in Montclair, or even just where I am, if it's just in a nicer area, it's not as urban. Like even if it is urban, but it's in a nicer part of town, it's closer to a nicer town, I could charge more. Or if I have my salon more upscale, like I offer different things in my salon, or I just have my salon in more upscale environment, I can charge more money for that. So you want to think about that. Like if you are a person that's a stylist currently and you don't have your own salon, but you work at a salon and you notice that your salon is upscale, you could charge a little bit more money because of that, because the clients are being served in a nicer environment. They're safer. It's just more, the ambiance is nicer, it's classier. They are being offered different, I won't say amenities, but different refreshments and services. You could charge a little bit more if you have that available. Another thing to consider is to think about how much money you want to make. So I didn't, to be honest, I didn't have this set for myself not too long ago. I would just charge based on how much I think a service should be. But you also want to think about how long it takes you to do a service, and how much money you want to make per day. So most stylists, if you have your own, you don't charge per, or you don't work per hour, but you could think about how much you want to make per hour. Like, okay, I don't want to make anything less than $20 an hour, so I'm going to start charging this. Or I want to make, I'm a little bit more up there. I want to make at least $50 an hour or $40 an hour, so I'm going to charge this. So you can do that. You can do that based on your skill set and what you desire to for yourself, that you want to make something. So if you're doing a hairstyle, like you're doing a set of knot braids, and it takes you 5 hours to do those, whatever the knot braids are, whether they're small or they're down to the butt, and it takes you 5 hours by yourself, you wanna make at least $50 an hour or $20 an hour. I'm just gonna do $20 an hour. So that means that you wanna make at least $100. Now, you definitely want to charge way more than $100 for knowledge braids. That takes 5 hours, but you don't want to do any hairstyle for less than that, just for example. So just think about that. What you want to make per hour or per day. You may have a goal for $500 per day. So you know that you want to have a certain amount of clients in your salon or in your chair for the day. Or you want to have, like, okay, if I want to make $500 a day, I'm gonna have two knotless in my chair, and then I could put one locks or something like that to get your $500. You want to think like that. It doesn't always work out the way that you plan, but you want to have like those type of goals. You want to set those type of goals. And then also, when you set your prices, do you offer hair inside your style? So whether you do sew-ins or crochet, like a protective style, I specialize in protective styles. So it's not just braiding, so it's braids, crochet, stuff like that. When people want to put their hair up in a way, I specialize in that, and I do other things as well. So somebody might want to come in braids one day, then somebody might want to come in for sewing, which is another protective style if it's done the right way, or they might want to come in for crochet. Those are all protective styles, which has braiding, something to do with braiding. So I consider myself to specialize in protective styles, and a lot of people come for me for their braids or whatever. So protective styles is that's my niche or whatever. So a lot of the styles that I do, the clients do need hair. So if a style has hair included, I charge a higher price. So when hair is included, you want to charge more because you had to purchase that hair. Even if you got it for wholesale, you still had to buy the hair, right? So you want to have hair included. So you want to charge more for when you have hair included. If the hair isn't included, then you could just have it at set price, like that's whatever your price is, or you can even knock down a few dollars. But definitely, if you're having hair included in your services, make sure you add more. Especially, of course, if you specialize in weaves, like weaves is a moneymaker. If you do sewing and you have your own hair, or if you go to a supplier, you definitely want to add that extra hair and maybe add a few extra dollars to it, of course, so you can make even more profit. So if you have hair included, you definitely want to consider that in your pricing. Do not forget to add that in your pricing if you have any type of hair included, besides if you're doing a sewing and you just adding the braiding hair. But if you're doing braids, crochet, weave, and you offer the hair, you definitely have to add that in your price. Okay, another thing to consider, and this is the last thing that I'm going to talk about, is how long the style lasts, how long it takes to do the style, and how in demand the style is. So these are all things to consider when charging your prices too. So if the style takes a very long time, now some people are more slow paced. I would consider myself more on that end. I can get faster paced. It was a time where I had really started to get fast. I was happy, but naturally I am more on the slower side because I like my work to be really neat. And some people are just gifted to be a little bit more faster. But even considering that, so I consider that I am naturally a little bit slower paced when it comes to braiding, but certain styles still are going to take a certain amount of time no matter what, no matter if I am fast. So if it is a style that just naturally takes a long time, whether it's somebody that's slow paced or fast paced, I do charge a little bit more for that type of style. So if it's going to take, no matter what, it's going to take at least 5 hours, I am going to charge more for that. I'll charge based on how long it takes me to do a style. I also charge based on how long a style will last. If a style is going to last up to 3 months, you can charge more for that because that's how long the person is going to keep the hair. They're getting so much out of that style, so you want to charge a little bit more. Plus, that client is going to be coming to you. Generally, that person is going to be coming to you for that amount of time. So if you did a style that lasts 3 months, and the person is going to come back to you until that 3 months, you're missing out on somebody, you're missing out on money, and plus you helping them to have a hairstyle to last for that long, for them not to have to come in. So you want to charge a little bit more for that style. I'm not saying you have a set price and you like, oh girl, you're going to keep it in for 3 months, let me charge you extra $50. No, but already have it set inside that price. Sorry for the background noise. I already have that set inside the price. So if you know you're doing a hairstyle that's going to more than likely last 2 or 3 months, consider that. Like, okay, this is going to last 2 or 3 months. I'm going to charge at least $200 for it. And then if you have a style too that's not going to last that long and it might take you a little time, you want to consider that too. You want to be fair. So if you know that you did a style that's only going to last 2 or 3 weeks, you don't want to charge as much for it. So if you do a set of knotless braids that takes 4 hours, right, and it's going to last them about 2 months, and then you do a lock style and updo, and it takes about 4 hours too, you're not going to charge that person I wouldn't say that you should charge that person, or a rod set that might take that long. It might take you an hour to rod it and then an hour to put them on the dry or something. You're not really going to charge them as much as you're going to charge them for braids, because it's not going to last as long. A rod set's going to last for about 2 weeks before it gets frizzy, unless the person knows how to do hair too. If something doesn't take as long, you don't want to charge them as much money, I would say, to be fair. It's all about your integrity. I feel like I have pretty good integrity, so if I feel that style doesn't last as long, I will take off. Like, in my pricing, my set pricing, I will have it set a certain price. So that's why you can notice when you go on certain people's website that a certain hairstyle might be less money than another one, but you feel like it takes around the same time. It could be because one style doesn't last as long. So that's another thing to consider, and that I feel like a lot of people don't consider. Also, this is a good one. If a style is high in demand, you could definitely charge more. So when knotless braids were first in demand, I was able to charge more than I did my traditional braids, which I still charge more. And knotless braids are still high in demand. Then you have the butterfly locks. That was something that was high in demand. LaCoy Ray braids are like high in demand now, and some other hairstyles. So if it's something that's really high in demand that a lot of girls want, that's new, and you're good at it, you can charge more money for that. And that could be more money in your pocket. Of course, you're not like doing anything devious. You're just like, okay, people want this. So many people are trying to find the stylists to do it. Every stylist is skilled in this, and I am skilled in this, or they can't find a stylist that has room. I could charge more for this. I could charge this set price for it because people want this hairstyle. Okay, guys, so those are all my tips that I have for you guys for learning how to set your prices for clients. So if you enjoyed it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any other suggestions that you want to give to other stylists that might be watching this video, we're all community here. I don't mind for people to put any other suggestions for other people in there, or even for myself. You can type them down in the comments down below. Like I said, give it a thumbs up if it was helpful to you. And if you like this content and you want to see more like this, I also have other videos that are similar. I'll probably link them in this video somewhere so you guys can check it out. Make sure to subscribe for more like this, okay? I will be doing more advice videos, and I also have some other videos that I'm going to plan out. So make sure to subscribe, please. It really helped me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.